I'm Patrick Mitchell, the Down to Earth Dad, and I am talking to Kevin. So, tell me about what it's like being a dad these days.
I would say being a dad this day and age is really interesting. I'm a bit countercultural when it comes to stuff like this, so I'm interested in raising my children scripturally, and so I my priorities are that my children know and understand who God is and love the Lord. And then ultimately, another countercultural thing, I'll be encouraging them to find a wife early, get married early, have children early, because I think that that's the pattern that you see in Scripture, and I think that's extremely important. If you look at Western cultures, for example, America, Europe, you see those sorts of trends going the opposite direction. You see people getting married older and older, having kids older and older, having fewer kids older and older. I think that the Bible is clear when it says that children are a blessing, and that has truly changed my life.
How old were you when you got married?
24 years old. Yeah, 24 years.
Do I hear you saying you wish you'd done it earlier?
I certainly do. I made my wife wait for longer than she deserved, that's for sure. And then on top of that, I've come to find out that I was ultimately really selfish in how I handled my personal affairs, the whole marriage concept, and then even not only as a dad but as a husband. My priorities were myself for the longest time, and once I learned that needs to be, it's really about sacrificing who you are and your desires in order to
Tell me
serve
about
others.
how you sacrifice for your children.
That's a great question. One of which is, when the word sacrifice gets brought up, oftentimes the idea is that you have to like lay down your life or fall in front of a bullet or something like that. But I find that the most sacrifices come in relatively menial ways, the mundane days. And so if I'm desiring to watch TV or I'm desiring to do something and my child has asked me something that's inconvenient, the sacrifice is really more of forsaking my desires and what I want in that moment and reacting to them, one, in a loving and responsible and respectful way.
Give me an example of a thing. You just gave me one, but give me another one. A time when you know you're sacrificing, it's painful, and you are doing it, and you know it's for them, and you go ahead and do it.
I would say when we started serving in the church, so when we got saved in 2020, and one of the first things we started doing was working in the kids ministry. And I did not enjoy being around kids at that time. The Lord told me to change my heart in that way, but I was around like 80 screaming kids and it was painful, and it was not something that I desired to do at that time. And over time I learned that my example, my time, my energy pouring into these kids and showing them one, how a responsible adult should, could, and would act towards them has ultimately not only provided them some sense of like security and understanding and enjoyment in what they're doing, but it also gives them something to look forward to and be like, oh wow, this man says that he's a Christian and he's not being hypocritical. Ultimately, I will be in my life. I'm not perfect, but my desire is for even my own kids one day not to see the Christian label that I have and then go like, ugh, he does not. He doesn't put his money where his mouth is, or he doesn't walk the path in that way. So yeah, I'd say that's another way where just time and personal comfort get thrown out the window in order to try and pour in to my lives and other children's
What's
lives.
the number one thing your kids like doing with you?
Wrestling, I'd say. Yeah.
How often does that happen?
I try to make it every night. That doesn't always happen, but
Just on the living room floor, or
living room floor, bunk beds, lawn, concrete. Sometimes it really depends. I actually just saw something the other day, and it was talking about how when a child gets hurt, they run to mommy and they're, you know, it's mommy comforts them, and that actually provides, the child starts producing oxytocin, and that makes the child a little bit more happy. But that doesn't happen when the dad comforts the child, and it actually happens, they start producing oxytocin when there's like roughhousing and wrestling with the dad, and there's this aspect of like sort of like a miniature battle, if you will. And yeah, I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
I haven't verified that, so
Yeah, I'll do some fact checking on that.
yes, fact check.
Hey, thanks for watching. This channel is for dads, programs, and schools wanting to level up their fatherhood game. I founded the Down to Earth Dad 25 years ago to provide professional development trainings and coaching to celebrate and increase father engagement across America. Want to bring this to your program or school? Visit www.downtoearthdad.org. The link's in the description below. And remember to like, subscribe, and share this video to help us reach more dads.